Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today my guest is Sam Tejada. He is president and founder of Vida. Sam, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Pleasure to having me here.
All right, Sam. So we normally like to start every episode with what we call our Mission Matters Minute, and that's where we share our mission as a company, which is to amplify stories for entrepreneurs and executives. And then we like to hear the mission of our guests and why they do what they do. Another way of saying it. What's the elevator pitch? So, Sam, what is your mission over at Vida?
So our mission is to allow people to feel youthful, energetic, and in control of their health.
How did you get started with Vida? Like where did this idea come from?
So Vida, we focus on taking a proactive, preventative approach to patients' health. And the way that started was on my days off from the fire department. I'm a retired fireman of 12 years. And on my days off, I supplement my income, and I got involved. My part-time gig was getting involved with an alternative medicine company, one of the pioneers in the industry, where what they did is basically taking a little bit of a different approach than what we're used to in traditional medicine, where they focused on getting a good bird's eye view and figuring out what deficiencies the clients had, and taking more of that proactive, preventative approach to the patient's health, optimizing their health so they live a better, energetic life with more vitality and vigor. So that's when I got exposed to it, and at that point in time, it was really catered to some of the most affluent individuals on this globe. Where the people that I would actually see were some of the top CEOs in the world that could afford these type of services. But, obviously me not being one of these very affluent individuals and seeing how many people were changing their lives for the better doing these different type of services and modalities, that's where I said, you know what, we need to bring this to the masses. We need to bring this to people that look like me, that look and act like me. So that's where I decided to form Vida, and we're doing exactly that.
Man, I'm a big fan of this concept and also just this thought process of getting ahead of health problems and other things by taking care of yourself. And in this case, for Vida, I mean, using, correct me if I'm wrong, it's infusion therapy, right?
So that's one out of many things that we do, which is the vitamin IV infusion therapy, where people get vitamins, minerals, and amino acids directly into the bloodstream, allowing them to get 100% absorption of those nutrients, but also allowing us to hit higher therapeutic levels because we're bypassing the digestive route, which then, sometimes if you go into aggressive dosages, giving someone supplementation orally, their digestive system will get irritated, causing nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. So us going intravenously, we can actually reach higher dosages to give people that therapeutic effect that they're looking for.
And so when you think about, and the reason why I kind of asked this question is because I want to make the distinction between like tradition, I don't know if I should even say traditional medicine, but the difference between going to your doctor, right, or going to a hospital to get something done versus when you think about Vida. And if I'm not describing this right, correct me, but I see it as kind of like an ecosystem of health that you have. So whether it's metabolic health, beauty and skincare, sexual wellness, hormone replacement, regenerative, I mean, it's like an ecosystem of health. Am I understanding this right?
It's what we call your Vida journey, which is what we do is we put people through these different divisions of Vida so they can live a good, optimized health. And what you mentioned earlier, traditional medicine or the traditional system.
Yeah, I don't like to even use that term. I just don't have a better word for it, Sam.
No, I mean, that is the term that you should use. So it's good that you did use it because that's what I reference when I speak publicly or even in the book that I just launched, which is called How to Win in Modern Wellness. It talks about the difference between what we do in traditional medicine, which, we never disregard traditional medicine because there's a lot of data and scientific backing on a lot of the stuff that they do. It's actually has saved a lot of lives. It has corrected a lot of issues. Mm-hmm. But when we're talking about taking that proactive, preventative approach to your health and wellness, these are certain steps that you can take well in advance, focusing on targeting the root cause of what's potentially going to go ahead and cause these issues where you're going to need traditional medicine. So with that said, if you could take a few different proactive preventative steps before things become a problem, it can allow you not to utilize traditional medicine because you're not going to be as sick where you're going to need some of these type of traditional treatments. So traditional medicine is good. We're not going to disregard that. But what we're doing is let's get you to a point in place with your health and wellness where you don't even need traditional medicine.
Yeah, I get it. And realistically, I like that you also brought up the point in the beginning that traditionally, the types of services and things that you're bringing to many individuals was only really reserved for, like you said, the rich or the really wealthy. So now, the idea also is that if you're going this preventative route and if you're doing some of these things in advance, like long term, like you can save a lot of money before it has to get to that point of traditional medicine, because a hospital bill ain't getting any cheaper, right?
Right, exactly. And insurance doesn't cover much in today's day either.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think some of the, and I know there's many different treatments, so I don't want to ask this question too broadly, but who are some of the types of individuals that this is right for? Like who are some of the types of individuals that use LiquiVida or come to the LiquiVida experience?
The right individuals is anyone who can walk and breathe. Right.
I love that answer.
And even if you can't walk and someone's going to wheel you in, we can take care of you. And the reason why I say that is, we don't discriminate on anyone who wants to take that proactive approach to their health and wellness. And even if you are symptomatic and having certain signs and symptoms, for us is, the first step we're taking is what we call looking under the hood. We want to see exactly what's going on. We want to know what kind of signs and symptoms you're experiencing. We want to see the way that you're living your life. So what we're going to do is a lifestyle assessment and questionnaire to really understand, how you're eating. Are you exercising? Are you putting certain things in your body that you shouldn't? Certain things that could be environmental toxins that come through food, environment, etc. And then from there, doing a further evaluation through some of the diagnostics we do, where we look and see exactly what your body's made up of, right, by doing what's called a body composition analysis. We're looking at visceral fat percentages, adipose fat percentages, lean mass, what your extracellular and intracellular water weight is, and really understanding what your body's made up of, and then going from there and doing a comprehensive blood analysis. And listen, when I say comprehensive blood analysis, this is not like when you go to your traditional, general practitioner doctor, right, where they do 2 to 3 pages of blood work and looking at basic stuff. What we're looking at, our blood work is anywhere between 20 to 80 pages long. And what we're looking at is micronutrients deficiencies, right? Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids that your body's biochemistry needs to utilize for it to even function, right? This is part of your body's biochemistry. So we're looking at micronutrient deficiencies. We're looking at hormone imbalances, everything from testosterone, estrogen, thyroid, all of that different stuff. We're looking at kidney function, liver function. We're looking at autoimmune issues. We're looking at a bunch of other biomarkers like inflammation markers, alongside with any kind of toxins you could have potentially got exposed through food or environment, like heavy metals, right? Where if you have high levels of aluminum, mercury, or arsenic, or any of these heavy metals, can cause some serious deficits and even lead into chronic illnesses down the line, like Parkinson's and dementia. There's a lot of literature and data that supports that. So we do the comprehensive blood analysis, and then we have a few other tests that we run you through, like our VO2 max to look at mitochondrial function alongside with cardiovascular health. We see exactly how your endurance is under strenuous exercise as well. And then we also look at your metabolic health. Your metabolic health, we're looking at it through blood work. We're also looking at what you're genetically predisposed to through your epigenetic testing. And we do a metabolic test, which is called the RMAR, which what we're doing with the RMAR stands for resting metabolic rate. So when you're in a fasted state and also rested, you sit down, we put a mask over your face, and you're breathing in and out. You have that oxygen exchange there. And we're able to see how many calories you're burning at a rested state. So what does that tell me? That gives me a better idea of not just how many calories you're burning, but it gives me a better idea if you're overworking out or if you're not working out enough. And it also allows me to tell you, when I customize your nutritional plan, I have the ability to tell you how many micros and macros you need to intake through your daily meals.
Were you jumping around here a little bit, Sam? Were you always an entrepreneur? I'm just thinking from firefighter to wellness center. Like, when did you catch the entrepreneur bug, or were you always one?
The time I became an entrepreneur was the day that I first saw light when I was born. I've had that entrepreneurship in me, man. It really has. Listen, my mother has 17 brothers and sisters, so I grew up in a large family.
Yeah.
And till this day, they've always said, man, the joke was growing up, I'm Dominican, which, we're a melting pot. And they always said, he has more of the genes of being Arab because he's always trying to sell or influence someone from a young age. So, the entrepreneurship started at a young age, man. I used to hustle, wheel and deal, when I was a young kid. At the age of 12, I was knocking on people's doors to rake their leaves, shovel their snow, and make a few bucks. And, that kind of stuck with me. And I've had multiple different businesses. I've had businesses throughout high school. I've had businesses throughout college age. And then obviously leading me to where I'm at today, having this beautiful nationwide company.
Yeah, because I also noticed that I asked that question because I also noticed that there's a for the other lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of executives that watch this and listen to this program, and I noticed that there's also a franchise opportunity behind Liqui Vida. So I mean, from an entrepreneur to an entrepreneur, and then you designed, more opportunity for other entrepreneurs as well. I mean, talk to me a little bit more about the opportunity.
Yeah, so the opportunity came about. Most of our franchisees were people that at some point in time in their life experienced going through this health and wellness process. These are not sick patients. These are people that just wanted to optimize their health, be able to think better, be more clear, increase their immune system, lose weight, and have a better quality of life. And most of our franchisees are people that were just clients that have seen extraordinary change in their health and wellness, that they decided that they wanted to get on the business side with Liqui Vida. Now, for myself, I've always been the kind of guy that wants to elevate and help people out as much as possible. Hence why I became a firefighter paramedic, is I wanted to have that most rewarding job as a quote unquote hero. And truthfully, now I have the most rewarding job because I can help people with their health and wellness, right? Educating them, putting them through the process, giving them certain more naturopathic, holistic treatments for them to help themselves. But alongside with that, I'm helping a lot of other people that are getting into the world of entrepreneurship and giving them all the tools and ammunition for them to be successful as entrepreneurs, being a franchisee of Liqui Vida.
And I don't know if these numbers are updated. They're the last ones that I'm seeing from the website. This was a little bit ago, but 21 centers strong. You guys are growing, yeah?
Yeah, we've sold over 32 locations, more than half of them opened up. So yeah, our goal is to really scale and have these wellness centers nationwide throughout, multiple different cities and counties throughout the U.S. We have interest in other parts of the world as well too, that we're negotiating deals. So, again, my mission is to help people and really get their health in check and, do that through building this network through Liqui Vida.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your vision, like your long-term vision for the company. And I know these changes where you're an entrepreneur's entrepreneur, but I'm just curious, like, what your vision is.
So long-term vision is really building up not just Liquid but the industry as a whole. And when we look at some of the things that I've most recently have done, one, write my book, How to Win in Modern Wellness. So the book, when you look at the cover, there's 17 other people on the cover. Mm-hmm. And these are actually all of my competitors that are leading the industry. And what I did 10 years ago when I decided to take that leap and start Liquid Vida, our industry was a very cutthroat mentality type of industry, meaning that people got involved and we were all kind of like preaching the same thing. Hey, we want to change the course of medicine. We want people to take control of their health. But these companies were just like playing cutthroat with each other, like, I'm going to win this race. And truthfully, for us to actually make this happen and go against traditional medicine, right, this is something that you need to create one big voice. So you have to take people that are leading the industry, get them to come on board collectively. And I don't mean sharing any kind of proprietary information or anything like that. But for us to actually push this movement forward, we got to get together, create that one big voice. So that's what I did from the beginning. I decided to, instead of going that cutthroat mentality, I decided to start building strong relationships with my competitors. And fast forward to about 8-9 years later, what I ended up doing is I ended up taking those relationships and I gave them all a chapter in the book, which now what we're doing is we're all talking about how we're winning together in this world of modern wellness. So that led
how good does that feel to be bringing together a community? Like, that's so next level what you just described.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, right, to be able to see that. But ultimately, the great feeling comes when you actually see the amount of people that start to benefit from these different services and modalities that we offer.
Yeah, and when you think about like any industry as it's growing and you want to get something new in there, you're stronger together. I mean, like, there's so much to say. Like, I've heard some people, like, if you think about, I don't know, back in the day when there's like maybe a trade organization, right, when it just started, or when a new industry was coming about, if we go further back to like Industrial Revolution, right, all that stuff. But if you think about it, like creating that bigger voice in this sector, and then you took it to the next level, which was putting everybody in a book. What gave you that idea? That's smart.
I hired a publicist, and when, a good publicist takes the time to understand and listen to your story, they take some of these great ideas and make them come to fruition. So I think my publicist that I hired for that, and that actually led to the most recent thing. You asked of what my vision looks like moving forward, and to answer that, to complete that answer, most recently in the beginning of January, I was appointed as the chairman of the association for the industry. And our goal as the
doesn't surprise me, Sam. That's amazing
to do that. Yeah. Awesome.
That doesn't surprise me, and that's amazing, and I love it. And now you've created a new work and through the form of the book. Which, can you give us the name of the book one more time, please?
The book is called How to Win in Modern Wellness, and you can find the book on Amazon. Actually, just about a week ago, I reached Amazon bestseller status in 3 different categories.
Come on, man!
Yeah, pretty
That's
cool
awesome
stuff, man. Yeah.
Well, Sam, I just want to say, first off, just thank you for coming on the show, making some time for us, and introducing myself and our audience to the Vida journey. That being said, if somebody wants to follow up, they want to learn more about Liquid Vida, or if they want to follow your journey, I mean, how do people do that? Yeah,
so if people are interested in learning more and following what we got going on and hearing more of the stuff that I have to say, I have my own podcast where I fly in some of the top experts in the health and wellness industry, called A Healthy Point of View Podcast. If you want to find any information on me, easiest way is to just Google Sam Tejada, and you'll see a lot of great stuff that pops up. If you're interested in finding more information about Liquivita, you can go to liquivita.com, and that's LIQUIV as in Victor, IDA.com. And then I do post a lot of content on my social media, my Instagram, and that's Sammy, SAMMY _Tejada, TEJADA.
Fantastic. And for everybody listening to this, we'll put the links in the show notes so that you can just click on the links and head right on over and check out liquivita.com and also Sam's content. Speaking to the audience, if this is your first time with us, hit that subscribe button. And we got many more mission-based individuals coming up on the line, so we don't want you to miss a thing. Again, hit that subscribe button. And Sam, thanks again so much for coming on.